So today we're going to talk about techniques or suggestions that will help you inspire your kids in reaching their full potential. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. The first thing is instilling good habits in your kids. Now this might seem like an obvious one that many of you are already working towards, but here are the 2 points that I think are so important and sometimes get overlooked by parents. First of all, we need to teach them to be prepared. And the way we do this is by giving them bite-sized tasks or responsibility. And as they learn to prepare for that smaller responsibility or task, we give them more responsibility. And I would encourage you to teach them to be prepared for financial independence, or how to handle money, how to handle household responsibilities, and things like doing their own laundry, or how do you make a meal and how do you plan for meal planning. Teach them how to be prepared in school with projects and other tasks like that. And then teach them how to be a good citizen. I think those are all important things, and as the parent, we need to give them opportunities to steer the boat, or if you will, to basically guide the boat, or let them take the lead sometimes. And sometimes parents aren't willing to do that or forget to let their kids do that. The other thing is, I would encourage you as parents to get your kids involved and keep them involved in a team sport or an extracurricular club or activity or scouts. The reason for this is not only you as a parent will be teaching them to be prepared and to practice, but that coach or that adult handling that club or sport will as well. They will learn to be prepared for the activity or sport. They will learn that they have to practice hard to reach their goal of the game or the tournament or the challenge. Okay? This is so important because that's how we learn when we become an adult, how to meet deadlines, how to get things turned in on time, how to file taxes, whatever it might be. And in order to reach our full potential, we have to understand how the world works and how we go about getting what we want, right? The next thing, okay, to help your kids reach their full potential is the secret of silliness. Yes, I said silliness, okay? Might seem kind of out of place. You might say, how does that relate to inspiring my kids? But it's actually very important, all right? The way that you can inspire your kids is adding a dose of silliness to your lives, or a dose of laughter, all right? Anytime that we make things a little more fun or silly, things tend to go smoother and we get more done. For example, how can you add silliness at home? Well, let's say that you want your kids to clean their room. Well, instead of harping on them and saying to them, go get your room clean. John, clean your room, I've asked you a dozen times. Well, if you notice, that technique often doesn't work. Well, try a different strategy, all right? Try getting objects, going in their room, and showing them how to have fun with it, all right? If you show them, you know what, we can make a game out of this. How many baskets can I get in putting all the toys away, or their clothes in the hamper? Okay, I just scored 6 goals, John, how many can you score? Let's show them how to have more fun doing the things that have to get done anyways, okay? Or if your kids are much older, teenagers, maybe the simple game won't work. For them, maybe it's, you know what, John, let's spend 10 minutes cleaning, and then let's take a 10-minute break and go shoot baskets. So in other words, you want to motivate them, but adding a little bit of fun to the process is going to have big returns for you and for your kids. So teach them how to have fun in their daily lives. Okay, everyone has to do chores, but if we make it more fun, life will be more enjoyable. All right? The next thing is that you want to make time for play, for your kids and for you. And we can do this by making sure that kids have free time. Don't overschedule your children. If they have free time and they have time to play, they will, during playtime, we learn to be creative. We actually are working through real life, things that have actually happened in our day or we've observed. And it's also a time for problem solving. You may often see young children playing with little figures or trying to figure out how to build a structure. They are actually figuring out how things work and how things don't work. Right? As your kids get older, they're still going to play, but maybe they're going to throw a football around, or they're going to go and hang out with friends. There's still ways to encourage playtime or socialization with those kids. So try to do that with your kids as well. Okay? The next thing is, children remember us playing with them as parents, whether it's throwing a football outside or whether it's spending time playing a board game with them. You need to get down to their level, and you need to find an activity that you can both meet, at and enjoy. Now, maybe the first few times it won't be easy, but over time they'll enjoy that time with you. But you need to make sure you disconnect from everything else in your life, like work, cell phones, the internet, email, and you're focused on having time with your kids. They will remember that time, and it is so important. Next, games can teach your children, okay? So make learning fun, and make sure it seems more like a game and entertainment than teaching. But you can use opportunities like dinner time, or driving in the car, or just sitting around on a Saturday afternoon to basically play and teach at the same time. So one game that we play in our house a lot is what else? What else could this be? You take a common everyday object and you figure out, you pass it around the table and you figure out what else do you think this might be used for, or could it be used for? Okay, you can also do things like put a whole group of basic common household items in a little bucket, pass it around, and figure out what else could we make with this, or what could we invent. That's one great way to encourage creative thinking and sort of togetherness. Another is 20 questions, or coming up with another fun game that you enjoy and your family enjoys.